You can look at the opportunities that exist, the fact that we are doing much better than possibly many other economies in the world, and you could look at it from the fact that this was the moment where India should have moved ahead, and 8% economy is down to 5, some say 3. In your work, you'd seem to see November 2016 and demonetization as a major turning point, especially when it comes to consumption and what it did to consumption, and as a result, right down the line to growth demand. Do you still hold that view, that this is a problem created by this government, or is it an inheritance? Bank assets were being squeezed well before 2014 as well. And there are other indicators suggesting that the Modi government had a tough task when they came into office. Do you believe it's an inherited problem or a self-inflicted problem?
No, that's why I said right at the beginning that I'm not going to romanticize the past, certainly. So there are certain components which lie in the past economic history and recent economic policy events. But demonetization, I think, did mark a very, very serious break. So when one talks about a glass half full and half empty, I talk about the glass which is cracked, you know. So it's a very demonetization. It's just not that it got over in 3 weeks or the impact of it. It's not as okay, the construction workers where I've been working with on the impact of demonetization and various other workers. It's not as if, okay, they didn't get their wages, they were paid in old currency notes, so that 20% exchange commission they had to pay for, they lost their wages. There are 3 other components, I think, which we really have to take care of. One is the context of demonetization in a scenario where your informal sector is much, much more important and actually increasing. In fact, after demonetization has actually gone up. And of course the GST. Though GST is really a contradiction in terms, because you talk about a single tax, but we have so many levels of a single level of tax. One was that people didn't have money to pay the school fees of the children, the consumption loans, the health loans, the education loans, not even the loans, just even the fees itself. So it's a generational impact, which one has to take into account. The second issue, and I just want to take 2 minutes to say this, there are 2 other issues, I think, which we really need to account for and in a way justify and make up for. One is very much the impact on the rural economy.